gracious me!
What is going on, guys? Tim here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. So yesterday, made a bit of a mistake with the episode. Only realised like this morning, so there was no point taking it down just to fix that few minutes that it was broken for. You didn't have the gameplay I was speaking over. You just had my face, which I know is not really what you want to see, especially if you were eating. So I do apologise for that, and thank you for Footy Star and the 44 people who thumbs it up, and everyone else that commented what happened at 9:15. So yeah, I apologise for that. When you do this every day for 5 years, you are bound to make the odd mistake, and unfortunately, that was one of those times. Fingers crossed I didn't do it this time. The pressing question that I think everyone wants the answer to is by Dan. And Dan has said, do you always wear the same blue jacket? Yeah, I do. Basically, it's a hoodie. And it's very comfy, and I only ever wear it when I'm sat here, which is basically all the time. But no, I don't know. I just I take it off when I don't record. It's quite cold in the room with it, like single glaze of windows. Yeah, I know I'm poor. But I kind of hope to get that fixed really soon. Like single glazed windows in 2019 is a bit stupid, but still. Yeah, I just wear it in this room, and that's it. I take it off when I leave the room, and I put it back on when I get in the room. But no, I do own other clothes, believe it or not. Anyway, let's talk about the content. So in the background, you are seeing Foot Champs. Yesterday, I spent a collective of, and I counted, between 6 and 7 hours trying to work out what I want to do with the team, and I've not decided what I want to do with the team. I tried to sell Dennis Bergkamp at one point. Didn't want to happen. He just didn't want to go. He did not want to leave. So he's back in the team. It's not that I want to get rid of Dennis Bergkamp necessarily. I just thought, well, if I sell him, then it's going to force me to do something, you know? So we'll talk about that when we go live in a bit. I've got a lot of gameplay to get through, though. We've played through 10 games of Foot Champs so far. I do have a lot left. It is 5:15 on Sunday, so I do have a lot of games left to play, but I do have until, 7, 8 a.m., something like that, to get it done. I don't sleep, so it's fine. We'll do it. We'll get it done. Saw a TVM video and a net video on my notifications, and obviously clicked on TVM. I think Dewbacker, you've made a bit of a mistake there. The quality on these videos far less than that of the likes of Nep, but there we are. There is a comment from Rodrigo that it's got a lot of thumbs up, so I don't really want to blow my horn, but he says, how does this man only have 70,000 subscribers? He's better than many FIFA YouTubers. I'm glad you didn't name names, because I would have had to cut that out myself. TVM, you're too underrated, but congratulations, you're amazing. Thank you very much to everyone who liked that, by the way, and who likes, every video that I put out and watches every video that I put out. Someone sent me a message the other day saying, I watched your... it was a tweet. Someone said, I watched your Alejandro Gomez review, even though I have the Footmas one. There's literally no reason for him to watch that review because the Footmas card is better. And yet he still watched it because it was one of my videos. So I appreciate that. Anyone who ever does something like that, I do massively appreciate it. Especially as we go into this period of bad CPM. I know everyone always bangs on about, CPM is low. They're lying, by the way. CPM was low for about 3 months, and then it sort of rectified itself, and now it's good again. Although now January has come around. January CPM is dreadful. I'm on about 60% less money than what I was last month. Which is crazy when you think about it. It might even be more than 60, actually. It might be about 65, 70%. So, tough times are here, unfortunately. So, everyone who watches, clicks like on any video that I ever release, I am 100% grateful. Thank you very much for the support, not only on the Road to Glory, but any other video as well, and the channel in general. I tell you what, if I had enough time, I would love to do a second channel playing different games. I just don't have the time. Unfortunately, so not that anyone ever asks me that, but FIFA isn't the only game I would want to play if I had the choice, but unfortunately I just don't have the time to do it. I haven't read any of these comments, by the way, so Peter Crouch is going to Celtic. It's a false rumour, said a Rangers fan underneath. Well, no, I'm not even a Stoke, because he said Peter Crouch is going to Celtic. Are you a Celtic fan now? I'm not even a Stoke fan. I'm not a fan of any club other than the club I support. I always look for Newport, because obviously Newport are technically speaking, my local team. I mean, my local team are actually a team that are in the second tier of Welsh football. So, I mean, if you're going to support your local side, it would be that. But no, Newport is the only other team that I really look out for. They're actually 1-0 up against Leicester right now. Although, as I'm probably recording this, they've probably lost 4-1. Nope, still 1-0. So, anyway, let's move on from that a little bit then. Talk about a card that I mentioned a long time ago. And that was the Zola Prime card. Broey 23, I think it is. Like I said, I haven't read any of this, by the way, so I'm literally just reading this, hoping that it's relevant. I remember you saying you like Zola's Prime card a lot, but have you checked out his baby card? Too many people sleep on it because it's only 85 rated or whatever, but his stats are a joke. Yeah, no, I looked at it yesterday, actually. His stamina and composure are actually amazing compared to the Prime, and everything else apart from the strength is pretty much end game material. I had the best as my cam, but I changed him for... I had best as your cam, right, okay. But then I changed him for Zola, and I won't be changing him until team of the season. Like I said yesterday, I spent hours and hours and hours looking at my team. I've considered, and I'll go into this when we go live, but I've considered selling Bergkamp, selling Sanchez, selling Litmanen. I looked at selling Steven Gerrard at one point, not because I want to improve the team necessarily, but I want to get more players I enjoy using in there. And by selling Steven Gerrard, I wasn't actually going to get rid of him. I was going to upgrade to the Prime Steven Gerrard because he's come down in price a little bit, and I think he's about 1.6. We can get 750 for our current set of icons. So we can get 750 for each icon that we have, essentially. I've lost 100,000 on each icon, pretty much, that I've bought. That is a ridiculous goal. But, it is what it is. This was one of those games, by the way, where literally everything this guy did was coming off. Everything, every move that he played, every pass he made, every shot he took would either go in or fall back to a position where it could go in. And you always get those games, and I say it every week, you always get at least 2 a weekend. I've had my 2 already, so I'm expecting another one. This was one of them. And the other one is coming up at the end of the video. Oh, sorry, the end of the clips. That was the end of the clips. I've literally just finished playing that. One of the most frustrating games I've had in a while. When I lose games, now at least, that I don't have a team that I'm expected to go in and win, I don't mind that I've lost. I still rage slightly. I still shout and blame everything other than my ability. Although sometimes I'm literally sat there going, why am I so bad? But no, it's more of a case of, now I've got to play an extra game. I think that's more the annoying thing. I've got to play another game to get to my goal. Because goal 3 is only ever where I care about finishing. If I could finish gold 1, elite 3, elite 2, whatever, and I had the time to do it, then of course I would. But gold 3, if I get there, I weight gone, I don't care. It's that kind of thing. And I'm more than capable and good enough to be able to get there. That's a great goal, by the way. Great passing move. I was really happy with that. And Litmanen scored it as well. And there's a story about that. And again, he's performing tricks there. When I go 2-0 up in a game like this, where I'm in complete control, I start having fun with it. And that's what I'm trying to do the entire time. I'm trying to get players that I enjoy using so much that I don't care what the score is, and I'm literally just dancing around trying to play the ball forward, little ball rolls, little flicks here or there, and time finesses, because obviously that's what I'm all about. But yeah, I've thought about selling so many different players that I've come full circle back to this team's fine. It's what I don't even know what to do with it anymore. Like, I was literally sat there till 4 a.m. I'd done no work whatsoever. I turned on FIFA to quickly have a look to see what I could do ready for the live portion of this episode, where I would sit down and go, right, this is what I want to do. Because obviously we want to get Ronaldinho in there, and I don't care which version I get. It was a case of trying to fit Ronaldinho into the team, and if we could do it now and if we could afford it. So I sat down, I tried to work it out, and literally 2-3 hours later, because I'd already spent, after I put the video live yesterday, I spent like 3 hours going at it then, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I had a break, I came back another 2 or 3 hours, and I still can't decide. Like I said, I tried to sell Bergkamp, he didn't sell, so I put him back in the team and just started playing Foot Champs again. I was kind of hoping that if he'd sold, I would have had to have made a decision. It would have been tough, you've got to go and buy someone now. But like right now, I've got a team that I like and I enjoy, but I don't enjoy as much as I could, I think. So, look at that from Litmanen again. And this is the story, right? Jari Litmanen yesterday, and has been for a while, up until yesterday I should say, safe. You know, he's one of the players that, he's my favourite player in real life ever, so I don't want to sell him. Obviously he's part of the furniture, and I want to keep him for as long as I can. But I came that close yesterday to actually selling him, because I was sitting there thinking, as much as I like him in real life, I don't enjoy him as much in-game as I was hoping I would do. So I'm kind of like leaning towards maybe shipping him out and bringing in Ronaldinho, as well as a few other players that I enjoy using. I'm just trying to go back to the days of, you know, FIFA 13, where I was using players like Crouch and McGeady and Kelvin and all those, and I just used to love playing the game because it was fun to use those players, and I want that again, you know. But I'm struggling to find it. So even Jari Litmanen being the best player, or my favourite player ever, in game he isn't, you know. So I kind of I'm half leaning to, should I sell him, should I not? I don't know what to think about it. This game was the last game that I've played, and it was one of those ones where everything my opponent did was going in. I felt like I was battling the game and my opponent to try and get back on the score sheet, to try and get back in the game. Things like that. That's Lala, right? With 62 shooting, a right back on the volley with his weak foot is scoring that. When I was talking about selling Jari Litmanen, he's already scored a couple of good goals, but look at the state of this. It's like he knows he's so close to getting sold, he has to start doing things. And I tell you what, he started performing for me today. Yesterday, like I said, I came so close. But today he's done. He scored 3 goals for me that have been absolutely exquisite. And he's been moving around a lot better. I know it's a load of rubbish for me to say that he obviously knows I'm going to sell him. This triggered me big time. Because if you look at the replay, although it's very small and slow, that ball isn't going in, and it's a bad angle there, but that ball is going wide. It's actually dragged right across. It'll probably end up going out for a throw-in. It's so wide. It hits Handanovic's heel and goes in the back of the net. If you look at that on paper, you'd think, well, you did deserve to lose that. What are you talking about? And I'm not saying I didn't deserve to lose it, because he was a good player. But to be honest, for the second half, he was passing it around a lot in the midfield because he was trying to run down the clock, because he was 3-1 up. And I went constant pressure. I was throwing everything at him. We got it back to 4-3, and I honestly felt like I could go on and nick an equaliser and then maybe take it to extra time. But unfortunately, that goal where he scored off Handanovic's heel, even though there was 10 minutes plus stoppage time left, it just deflated me. I was like, well, what's the point? This game doesn't want me to win. If he's scoring things like that, I'm having to pull out Jari Litmanen 25-yard screamers to score, and he's getting luck like that. Unbelievable. Swings and roundabouts. Happens to me. I'm sure it happens to everyone, you know. You'll get luck in a game where your opponent's being shafted, and then the next game you get shafted. It's just FIFA. We just got to get used to it. I'm not moaning necessarily. It's just a little bit frustrating. So, team-wise, like I said, I mean, I could sit here for 6 hours. Imagine that, a 6-hour road to glory where we do nothing but look at what players we could use. I mean, I had my head in my hands yesterday because I couldn't think of what to do. I mean, I came up with this. This was an option. Of course, it would mean Gerrard, Fabinho stay CDMs, Mertens goes on the left, Messi goes on the right. Messi goes as the cam, my bad, and then Dybala goes on the right. We could actually afford to keep Jari Litmanen in this situation, so he would go back in. And I know it doesn't work chemistry-wise necessarily, but I can work all that out. That's not a problem. So, well, I hope I can. But I say I hope I can as if I'm going to do it. I probably won't do it. But that could be an option. Messi now goes right side. Mertens goes left. Jari Litmanen is the cam. Tevez obviously remains striker. Gerrard and Fabinho go CDMs. But do I care? Do I care? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I care enough. You know, I don't know if I want that. Would I prefer... Essentially, what I'm saying is, do I prefer Messi to Bergkamp? Because that's pretty much the question. Well, I say that. Do I prefer Messi to Mahrez? Do I prefer Mertens to Sanchez? And then do I prefer having Tevez up front than Bergkamp? I suppose that ultimately is the question. Tevez up front, yes, I actually wouldn't mind that. I like Mertens as well. It's sort of equal love between him and Alexis Sanchez anyway. And we do have a history with Mertens, of course, because we've got over 300 games with him. He has scored a lot of goals for us. Litmanen being the designated cam with no competition is nice. And then Messi instead of Mahrez seems like a fair option. He's got much better stats, obviously. But he does have terrible stamina. I don't know. I really don't know what to do here. You know, I mean, I could afford to do this, by the way. This is an option. And again, I think this works chem-wise if I just do that. I mean, that instantly works chemistry-wise. And I can afford to do that right now. Because if I sell Yari Littman and Dennis Bergkamp and Alexis Sanchez with the coins I have, I'd have about 2.2. That's going to cost me about 2. Because he's about 1.8. And Dybala's about 200 and something. So it would cost me around 2 mil. It would cost me around 2 mil. But do I want to do it? I can't convince myself it's a good idea. I like the team I have currently, and I genuinely can't talk myself out of changing the team, even though I want to change the team. It's so stupid. But like, I'm enjoying that. There's a part of me that wants to sell Alexis Sanchez and to get another icon in there, you know. But I need a striker that is quick up front. I need a Carlos Tevez-esque striker. So, for instance, I could get rid of him and I could go and get Aguero, right? I can afford Aguero right now. Aguero fits there, chem-wise. We've used him already. I know he's decent. I don't have a problem with him. He's fast. He's what I want, essentially. But it doesn't excite me. It doesn't really... I don't want to play with him as much as I want to play with a Dennis Bergkamp. So, like I said, it would be easy for me to sit here and go around in circles with you for hours, because it's exactly what I was doing to myself last night. But I know you don't want to see it, and I feel I'm bored of talking about it. I just want something to happen. I want a player that I want to use to fall in my lap and for me to go, yes, that's who I want to use. Let's get it done. Unfortunately, the players that I want to use are either too expensive or just not applicable. Like this Carlos Tevez, it would be amazing if I could just go, bang, job done. Because then I could either drop Bergkamp to the bench and swap him and Littmanen out, or I could sell him and use the coins to buy Roberto Carlos, or to buy an icon left wing, for instance. But unfortunately, it doesn't work chem-wise, and there is no way to get that to work chem-wise. There's always going to be at least 2 dead links there, regardless of what formation I use, what position I play them in. It would mean making a sacrifice of some description in order to get that. I know at least one of you has gone, I can do it. Trust me, I spent hours trying to get that to work, and it just doesn't work. So, I think what I'm going to do is wait. As much as I love talking about it, I really do. But I think what I'm going to have to do, and what I'm going to do, is wait until Team of the Year drops in a couple of days, or tomorrow, whenever it is, and see exactly what we get back from that. So to see, I know there's like nominees going to be thrown around the place. So if we can get a decent nominee player that we like the look of, then maybe we could go and get it. Because I'm thinking, it's annoying because obviously Mahrez is a free player essentially. I can't sell him, so he's untradeable. He's free. He's there. He does a job. I enjoy him. The player that I'm thinking that may get a nominee could be Bale. I mean, he could get an actual Team of the Year, who knows? But if he gets a nominee card, that could be an option to put there. I actually haven't thought about Gareth Bale in a long time, but that is a player that I obviously like in real life, being Welsh. Like him a lot, actually, and a player that I haven't considered for a long time. Oh, you can get him really cheap, actually. 300k, we could afford to get him now and just test him out, because he works chem-wise, and we could see what he's all about. But then if he gets a nominee card, chances are he's going to go plummeting down, so I don't really want to be wasting my money. We could get that card, in fact. We could afford to probably get that right now as well, or there or thereabouts. We've got 646. We might have to sell like one player to get it, but yeah, we could get, what's about 300 oh, there we are. Oh, that's the Champions League card, my bad. So it's about 320 odd thousand coins. What's his stats looking like? Stamina's low, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think that should be at least 80, if not higher. But yeah, okay, his balance is not great at all, but he does have exceptional shot power on long shots. Very good curve. Dribbling, ball control's decent. Everything about that card I like. You know, there's nothing that stands out that I'm like, I don't like it. 3-star weak foot as well, which is, I think, the same as Mahrez. Most left footers... Oh no, Mahrez has a 4-star weak foot, actually. I didn't know that. I thought, yeah, there's a lot I don't know about Mahrez. 5-star skills, though. I think I would miss that a little bit for showboaty reasons at the end. But, I mean, that works right there, and that's a lot more what I want. I like Mahrez, but Bale, just the thought of having Bale in my team is class. You know, a Welsh player in my team is awesome with Gerrard and Littmanen. It's a player that I just hadn't considered as well. I might do that, to be honest. I might go and buy Bale. I know a lot of people are like, he's trash. I know, but I want to use him. I could do a little review on him as well. Give me a reason to play more games. I might give him a go. I might go buy him now and see what he's like. And then if I don't like him, I'll sell him before Team of the Year comes out. I might play him for the rest of the Weekend League and see if he's any good. There are a couple of players that I have in the club that I think I might start putting on the bench after we hit Gold 3, just for a bit of fun. Aidan McGeady is one of them, who, by the way, isn't actually that bad. 4-star weak foot, 5-star skills. And then, of course, he's got 80 long shots with 75 shot power. If we put a little chem style on him to improve that, as a sub, could be a laugh. Obviously, I'll get Crouch because I don't have him right now. And then Abdul Rahman as well, the 5-star skilling screen card. All that together would cost me about 11k, 12k. So I could do that for a laugh, put them on the bench. And if we go past 14 wins, just start bringing him on as subs, just for a laugh. Like, put Crouch on instead of Bergkamp, get McGeady on there instead of Alexis Sanchez, maybe bring Abdul Rahman on for Gareth Bale for a laugh, maybe drop Gareth Bale into the left-back role, because he can play there, because he used to play there. I mean, his defending has gone right downhill now, but in my mind, he's always a left-back, you know, he's always been a left-back. So, yeah. I think I just want to have fun with the game as much as I can, and I think this could be the answer. Mahrez then turns into an insane super sub, which we will need to use because Bale's stamina is trash. I just hadn't thought about Gareth Bale for some reason. Just maybe I mentioned him ages ago, but not someone that I'd thought of recently. I think I might buy him and see what he's like. Sell him before Team of the Year comes out, so we only lose tax. And then if he gets a nominee card or an actual Team of the Year card, then I may consider trying to go into that if I enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, then that's fine. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Eventually, though, Dennis Bergkamp is going to have to be swapped out as my striker because it just doesn't work. He's not quick enough. I need someone a little bit quicker. Unfortunately, as much as I'd like to keep him, I don't think I'm going to be able to. But that's going to do it for today's episode. A lot of gameplay that hopefully you saw this time round, and of course, maybe a step forward. Like in the 6 hours I've spent staring at this screen, Gareth Bale is not a player that I'd considered, but now that I'm looking at it in my mind I'm thinking, yes, please. But we'll have to wait and see whether I actually decide to take the plunge on that or not. If you have enjoyed this episode of The Road to Glory, do me a favour and smack that like button. Tomorrow I will show you the rest of my games, unless there's a lot to spill over into Tuesday, but I'll tell you where I finished at least. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them and I will answer them in tomorrow's episode, because again, we're going to have a lot of gameplay to get through. If you have enjoyed it, smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.